All right, so you need to make sure that you have your journal set up. You should have integer situations in your table of contents as well as at the top of the page of your journal. And you can pause me so that you can take the time to get that done. You do need to be taking notes on this today. I'll be looking for these notes when I come back. Now that you have your journal set up, the next thing that you need to do is you need to make a table in the, this should actually say set up the table of contents in your journal. And I want you to make a table with the following headings. You're going to have one side that says negative and one side that says positive. All you have to do is make a T-chart. And it only needs to take up maybe half the page. It doesn't need to be the full page because you'll have a few problems at the end. What we're going to do is we are going to start looking at integers. Remember, integers are whole numbers and their opposites. And what happens is with integers, you have to be able to read a word problem and create a problem that you can actually solve. And in order to do that, you have to know whether or not that word problem or those parts of the problem are representing a positive integer or a negative integer. And what I've discovered through the years is that sometimes kids don't know some of the vocabulary. So we're going to go through the vocabulary. Words are going to come up on the screen, and I'm going to let you know if it's positive or negative, and you're going to add it to your T-chart. Then once we've gone through the vocabulary, I'm going to have a couple of word statements. And the way I look at it is it's like you're taking English, you're taking words, and you're translating it to mathish. You're translating it into math problems that you can solve. So here's our first word. That first word is going to be ascend. When you think of the word ascend, you are going up. So this is actually a positive word. So the word ascend should be on the positive side of your chart. Below sea level, if you think of it on a vertical number line, this is where sea level would be. This is also where your zero would be. So if we are below sea level, we are on the negative side of a number line. So below sea level would be a negative situation. So that you would want to write on the negative side of your T-chart. Remember, you can pause me as you need to. Gave away. Well, this really is something that morally we think, oh yeah, that's a wonderful thing. It must be positive. Yes, morally it is. But mathematically, if you think about the person that gave something away, they've actually lost something. So that would be a negative situation. Collected is the opposite. If you collect something, you are adding to it. That would be a positive situation. Deposit. This word means that you are taking money that you have, maybe a check or cash, and you are adding it to your bank account. You are putting it into the bank. That is a positive situation because your bank account is growing. You still own that money, whether it's in your purse or wallet or in your bank account. So you didn't give it away. You just put it in another place where it's gaining. Eaten. When you have eaten something, this is a negative situation. You're taking away from its original form, so it is a negative situation. Loss, of course, is going to be negative. Oh, look, there's Coach McLean. Loss is a negative situation. So what happens is you are losing something. You no longer have what you had before. Descend is the opposite of ascend. Descend, you're going down. So this is a negative situation. Above sea level, we talked about below sea level on a vertical number line. So here's our sea level. If we are above it, we are on the positive side. So this is a positive situation. Gain, if you gain something, you have more than you had before. So this is a positive situation. Rise would mean like these balloons are rising up in the air. This is a positive situation. Withdrawal. So withdrawal means that you are taking money out of your bank account. This is negative because that account is losing money. That account is losing money, so it is a negative situation. This is a word you're going to see a lot, but kids tend to not be familiar with it. So it's one that you need to kind of get stuck in your brain. And then our last one is received. If you receive something, it is a positive situation because you are gaining something. Now that we know the vocabulary, we are going to look at little phrases and we're going to decide if they are positive or negative. So let's talk about this first one that says that the temperature dropped 9 degrees. Well, that dropped lets us know that it's going down or it's descending. So that's going to be negative. And then our integer is right here, 9 degrees. So this would be a negative 9. This whole phrase translates into negative 9. It's a negative situation. The balloon rose. Well, we said that rose means it's going up, so that's positive. 12 feet, so it is plus 12. Now, when you are writing this, you can either put it with the plus sign or you can leave it off. With integers, if there's no sign in front of it, we assume that it is a positive integer no matter what. Only time we can tell that it's negative is if it has a negative sign. So if it's the negative, you have to write the sign. If it's positive, you don't. The stock market dropped. So this dropped, it goes down, is going to be negative 523 points. Negative 523. What you're going to do now is you are going to log into Formative. There's an assignment on there that says integer situations, and you're going to complete that assignment. On the positive integers, you can type the plus sign, but you do not have to. If you leave it off, it also counts it correct. Make sure you are not leaving spaces. It's not positive space 12. So make sure that when you type it in, the positive sign is right next to the 12. Have a good weekend, guys.